Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about exponential functions, as in how to write them. So, remember, let's start with the formula, because that's usually a pretty good place to start. Okay, I apologize, that's supposed to be a y. Y equals a times b to the x. Now this a value, this is when x equals 0. And I mean that when we're graphing. So when x is 0, what's your y value? That's that a. Now the b value in this case is our change, our exponential change. And remember, it's usually a multiplication. In fact, it's pretty much always a multiplication. So let's find out what we do when we're given the a value and then we're given a point. So for example, we have a equals 4. And it is going through the point 1, 3. So just a reminder, this is our x value, this is our y. And I know I'm not trying to confuse you on your x's, so I apologize. So then we're going to follow our equation. In place of y, we're going to put in 3 equals our a value, which we decided is 4, times b, which we don't know, to the first power. Okay? So do you see where I got those? So this particular x right here is going to go into our exponent one. So then all we have to do, I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides to get b by itself. And we have 3 over 4 equals b to the first, which is the same thing as b. So when I write my equation, it's just y equals a, which is 4 in this case, times 3 over 4 to the x power. Okay, so really when we're given all of this, our main objective is to find that b value. That's all we're doing. And we can do that by just plugging everything in. So let's try another one. Okay, this time we have a equals 4, but we're going through the point 2, 36. So this one's going to be a little bit different. Again, here's our x, here's our y, and it's y equals a times b to the x. So I'm going to have it 36 equals a, 4 times b to the second power. So this time it's a little bit different. Remember when things are to the first power, it's pretty much themselves. When it's to the second power, we're going to have to do something. So first let's start by dividing by 4 on both sides. 36 divided by 4 is 9. And this is going to leave us with b squared. Now, in order to undo that squared, we have to take the square root. And remember, if it was to the third power, we take the third root. So the square root of 9, though, is going to be 3, which equals our b value. And this one turned out really nice. And we're just going to go back to our equation and plug it in. So we still have our y equals 4 times 3 to the x power. Okay, we're going to have a is 2. And this time, though, we are going to have it through the point 3 and 16. So again, y equals a times b to the x. Pause it, try it on your own, come back. Okay, welcome back. So just a reminder, this is our x, this is our y. So in place of y, I'm going to put in 16. In place of a, I'm going to put in 2. I need my b value, but it's going to be to the third power this time, which is going to make things a little bit more difficult. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to divide by 2. These cancel. and we get 8 equals b to the third power. Remember how we talked about when we have a square, to undo that you have to do the square root. In order to undo something to the third power, you have to take the third root. I have to do that to both sides. So we now want to know what times itself 3 times is going to give us 8. Well, that's going to be 2. Because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So our lovely equation will end up with y equals our a value right there, which is 2, and it happens to be 2 again to the x power. Okay? So take this in, absorb it. When we come back for our next one, I'm going to be talking about writing exponents from a table. When we're given, 2 things, what do we do? Okay? Bye, guys.